everyone and welcome to Monterrosales HomeSchool. I am Diana, the tutor who will support your academic process in the English area. Today I want to tell you some facts about Women's International Day, la Giornata Internazionale della Donna, la Journée Internationale de la Femme ou vous pouvez dire Día Internacional de la Mujer.
I remember that when I was at school, there was a special day in which all my classmates arrived there with a rose, chocolates, cards, and a message that said Happy Day. In the social media, there were a lot of different pictures with bears, roses, hearts that said the same message. And I started to ask myself, why? Why people are telling me Happy Day? What is the special reason or thing that I did to receive today a card or a rose? And why this day is so important? Through the time I discovered that every year on the 8th of March, International Women's Day takes place across the globe. And it is a day to recognize all the female achievements that women had to do through the history. But it is also a call to everyone to stand up and start to support this fight through the gender equality. Gender equality means that no matter your gender, you are granted to the same rights, privileges, and support to everyone else. But why this term is so important? Through the years, I discovered that there were a different brave women who had the opportunity to fight, and they have to fight for their freedom and the rights that we have today. 150 years ago, women could not vote. They were excluded from different places, they didn't have the opportunity to access education, medical support, and probably this list can go on. So how things change? Do you think that there were someone who snapped their fingers and everything disappeared and started to change? This change comes gradually, and it is the thing that we are going to start to rewind today. In the 19th century, there were a group of women who started to ask about their suffrage. Suffrage means the right to the vote. In the past and in this time, only men had the opportunity to participate and to vote for their rights. They took the decisions, including the decisions that only affects women. So there were a group of women who started to ask for their rights. One of them was Emily Pankhurst, who responded creating the Society, Women's and Political Union, which was very important because this created an activism in which all those women start to fight and make protests about what they want, the rights and the privileges that they hope to have one day. The problem is that in all these protests, most of the women lost their lives, and also other ones were jailed. It was in 1914 when the First War was declared, when some women started to have some jobs and privileges as men. There were women who had the opportunity to work as a mechanic or other ones who could drive, so it was a change. In 1918, there was the Representation of the People Bill, in which women could decide if go or not go to this kind of process, but there was just only the minority of the women, only the women who has a high level or high position in that society. It was not until the 1928 when Equal Finance Act could arise the way that women over 21 could vote. But why is so important vote? Because in a society, it can improve the fair and just of all the people in this kind of community. If all the people have the opportunity to access to vote, it is a little bit a step to make everyone can hear her opinions about one topic. And also it is a gender equality. In 1921, the first female British start to appear, and also it comes different kind of sport movements in which a lot of different women have been taking care and having taken in mind that they could participate in those kind of things. In 1970, the Equal Pay Act started to appear because women could raise the things that they enjoy to do, but they wanted to make the equal payment with the men's. At those times, men's was payment in a really bigger way than women's. But why this happened? In 1975, the Sex Discrimination Act started to appear, so it comes a really large process in all those workers that start to change. But changes takes time, as you can see. It was a gradual process in everyone's women's and also men's who were fighting for the rights. In 1979, the first female prime minister started to appear and have an opportunity to be part of a political decision. But all this process, it doesn't have in mind or it doesn't occur if there's no a women's social and political union formed in 1903. So this process takes a lot of time to have to achieve what the women wanted in those years. And how this process continues today? Well, now that we have the access of education, we have the opportunity to choose our job, we can express our ideas and talk about what we want, and we have medical support. However, the things to the fight of the equality are not empty. There are missing some parts to this inequality gender, and we think that it comes because of the stereotypes. Stereotypes are a generalized opinion of a person or a group of people. Probably all those comments that come like you throw like a girl, boys don't cry, are stereotypes and comments that goes with a traditional way to see what are humans and that it is a difference between women and men. These stereotypes are wrong because humans are really complex and you cannot put all the humans in a box and try to define what they like or what are the personalities by a stereotype of a generalized about the gender. Women and men need to continue fight together for this equal gender. We need to fight for what is right. Nowadays, these stereotypes aren't imagined. They are causing different kind of things. For example, nowadays women have the opportunity to participate in different kind of options, but there is an stereotype between them. The average shows that men can go through the political assumptions. All the different majors probably are men. In different kind of topics like economic stand, different buildings are constructed by different men. And we need to stop these ideas and start to try to change these stereotypes in order that women and men can work together for what is right and have to work for the general truths that are the rights of all the humans.
In this International Women's Day, think about what are you doing to improve gender equality. Everyone benefits if they are treated equally. Remember that a Monterrosales student is a person who respects other opinions.